Hello everyone, my name is Kieran and welcome. It's the big one. It's a huge preview as Manchester United prepare to take on Liverpool in the Premier League Sunday, 2:05. If you don't even know already, from Sky Sports advertising campaign. It's kickoff at 2:05 in the UK time, but it might be a different time to you. But of course, we are live to preview the game as usual. But before we get into that, I just want to mention as well, if you click on the I button, you can see my starting lineup prediction for the game, if you haven't already seen it. So make sure you click on the I button at the top right-hand corner of your screen to check that video out. But without further ado, it's time to get into the more important people in this stream, my special guests. My first guest is one you've seen a regular on the channel. It is, of course, Daryl Johnson from Dazzer's Football Stand. Thanks for coming on, Dazzer.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's an absolute pleasure as always. Looking forward to getting into business. And I say I've not been on the collab for quite a while, actually. So it's nice to be back on. And it's nice to, as usual, be a regular on your channel.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Daryl, for calling in and all that. I really do appreciate it. And thank you very much for coming on tonight. Our second guest is someone who you've definitely seen before. And if you haven't seen him before, you want to see more of him. It is, of course, Zach, or the Red Devil. Thanks for coming on, Zach. How have you been?
I'm doing good, mate. It's been a while. Thanks for having me. Yeah, been a while, and hopefully it'll be a good stream. Everyone like the stream. Haven't done already, boys.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Zach, for coming. And if you want to check out all the channels, linked in the description down below. And finally, we have got my main man making his debut on the big collab. It is Nesta, otherwise known as Angelino Red. Thanks for coming on, pal. Really appreciate it. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Like you said, my debut, my first time on here. Just happy to be here. Happy to help. Happy to be a part of some real cool. Yeah, thanks.
No problem at all, and thank you so much for coming on. I'm really interested to hear what you've got to say and what all of you guys have got to say who are watching right now as well. We've got loads of you guys watching in the live chat, and as Zach said, make sure you leave a like and also subscribe to all these guys in the description down below. Make sure you do it because there's some brilliant content coming on these channels. Just want to say welcome to everyone. Welcome to Jack, Football Fan Fever. Welcome Dazza, of course, in the chat as well, and the Red Devil. Thanks for joining. Welcome Krishna, Red Army MUFC, The Tactical Show, TTX Productions, Red Devils Daily, and you should go check out Red Devils Daily as well. Brilliant stuff on there. Just started a YouTube channel. Make sure you check them out. Kashif, welcome to the stream, mate, as well. Thanks for joining. Rashford, who says he's watching this on his TV. Let me know how we look on a big screen TV, Rashford. Let us know how we look on the TV. But thanks for joining. And also Lennox, thanks very much for joining. Guys, make sure throughout the stream you're getting your thoughts and opinions in on everything we are saying, and we'll read out all of your comments in due course. But we get on, and we get on with it. So, let's start. And the first thing I want to talk about, of course, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he's the man of the moment right now. And as I said, you guys can leave your thoughts on this in the comment section as we discuss this. But I'm going to come to you first, Nesta. Obviously, a lot of people are talking about potentially Ole Gunnar Solskjaer getting the job if he was to beat Liverpool, and obviously he's done brilliantly so far in his Manchester United career. Do you think if we were to get 3 points over Liverpool on Sunday, he should be given the job there and then, or do you think it's too early to make a decision?
Personally, I think we're still not in a rush. We're still not in any big rush to get a permanent manager in. Of course, if he does get 3 points against Liverpool, it does put him in that front running position. If you put wins over Tottenham away, wins over against Chelsea away, and at home against Liverpool, he's the number one candidate now after Pochettino's basically bottled the title race now. But yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't be front runner. But we're not in any rush to sign him immediately. I'd still wait until the end of the season.
Yeah, I think there's definitely merit in what you said there, I've got to say. And I think, especially with what you said about, I don't think we're in a rush. I think I'd have to agree with that. But we'll go into what Daryl thinks. Daryl, what's your thoughts on that, mate?
I think for me it's too early to really say. And obviously I agree with what Nesta said. I mean, we're not in any rush at all. You look at the games we've played, and everyone said that if he beat PSG, then obviously he'd get the managerial job. He didn't. But I think it's too early to say. Give him till the end of the season to decide it, I think.
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure it's going to be a full house, but I think, Zach, what are your thoughts on that, mate? Do you think it's too early to make a decision on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future?
Yeah, I think it is a bit too early in my opinion. I think, why not give him time? We've seen it before. If people get given managerial roles while still being in that interim role, they usually kind of start to bottle and the pressure starts to form. Why not give him a summer to really used to being the proper long-term manager? I don't see how that benefits us. I feel like if Man United do it, they'll sign him under closed doors and then it'll be announced in May. I don't really think it really helps us a lot saying that we will kind of have Ole as our permanent manager if we do it in April. There's no point. Review him at May. I think he'll probably get the job, but I just don't think it will happen until May. Even if he has already got given the job, it won't be announced till May.
Yeah, I think, look, I think you could be right, Zach. I really do. And I think, I wouldn't see the logic in announcing it early. I think it would be putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on him because a lot of people are saying that top four is almost in our grasp. But the way we're playing, the form we're in, if we keep going the way we are, we're going to get top four, which whilst is almost true, it's definitely not a given. It's definitely not a given that we're going to continue winning games as we are and get top four. So I think to give him the job and put that much pressure on Solskjaer, for me, so if he was given the permanent job halfway through the season, it's almost as if saying to him, you know what, mate, job's done. You've done the job and you've got the job, and you don't have the pressures of, will I get it, will I not? And I think even when you hear him speak, he is, he himself considers himself as an interim boss as well. So I think he will know that he doesn't have the job already. And I think if it does happen, as you said, I think it should kind of really only he should know that he has the job. I think it would be dangerous to kind of let that sort of information out. But again, I think it'll definitely be something which is announced towards the end of the season. A few more people have joined, by the way. Welcome to Rodney. Thanks for joining, Rodney. Really appreciate it, mate. Make sure to check out his channel as well. Really, really good stuff on there. Welcome to Football Crew Show. Thanks for joining as well. And I'm going to read out a few of the comments from you guys because I realise just shouting you guys' names out, but I'm going to read a few of your comments here. Ras said, joke, he's feeling nervous already for tomorrow. Well, I mean, look, I'm not sure if I feel nervous or excited, but we'll get into that in a bit. Full Crew says I'm feeling a bit nervous about tomorrow's match. I'm hoping for an entertaining game tomorrow. Give Ole the job at the end of the season. So there you go. Again, I'm pretty much agreeing with what we're saying. Give Ole the job at the end of the season. And I think he could well get the job, especially if he keeps going the way he is. Krishna says, no, Ole is good, bro. He should be given more time. Then he'll bring good out of the players. Well, he's already starting to bring good out of the players. I mean, if you look at Marcus Rashford, he's been improved so much under Solskjaer, and you look at Paul Pogba as well. Just brilliant improvements from some of these players. And I think he's already started to do that, and hopefully, if he gets the job, he can continue to do that as well. Lennox has talked about Matic is out apparently. Well, that is one of the big talking points, of course, that we're going to get into. We may as well get into it right now, as Lennox has politely mentioned it. Just want to say before we get into that, welcome to the Tactical Show. True Mancunian as well. Thanks for joining, and also. Shout out to Jack Vlogs as well. There's your shout out, mate. There's your shout out. But I'm going to come to you, Zach, first. If Matic isn't fit for this game, how big of a blow will that be?
I think it'll be massive. I think we'll have to play potentially a 4-3-3. If Matic is out, Pogba's going to be restricted. You're going to have to play Pogba centre mid because look at our options. Fred's non-existent. He's not trusted. We have McTominay or Pereira over him, which is not good. When a £50 million signing can't be McTominay, who really isn't doing well, Pereira, who had a crap game before, and he's not even getting a chance. So I'm really, really not excited for that. If Matic is out, hopefully he's not out. Maybe it's just mind games or whatever. If he is, though, Pogba's going to have to play CDM. Herrera's going to have to drop back as well. It limits both of our players. We're going to have to play probably a 4-3-3 and have Matic as they can. We probably lose the game if Matic is out. And Matic was crap under Jose Mourinho. He was really, really bad. But under Ole, a new lease of life, gives Pogba the freedom to go forward, allows Ander Herrera to go box to box. and I think we can't let Matic be out. If he is out, don't know what Ole going to do. He's going to have to play 2 CDMs. I know it's not a very good situation at all. And I think Matic is one of the most crucial people on our team, because if you look at it, Matic allows Paul to go forward and Herrera to be that box-to-box, tenacious midfielder, and then it also allows us to play different formations. And I think if Matic is out, it's a big blow, and I think we are realistically going for a point. If Matic is in the squad, though, it can be a very, very exciting fixture for me.
Yeah, I think Matic is definitely going to be a key player if he does play. I'm going to say he will be a very, very key player because I think actually as of late he's been playing very, very well. You've got to give it to him. And I think definitely breaking up the play, and also he just adds a lot of strength to our midfield. Daryl, I'm going to come to you on this one, mate. If Matic is out for the game, how big of a blow would that be? And also, how would you kind of compensate for that?
It'd be massive for us. I think Matic he's one of our vital midfielders. He's obviously our main CDM. I agree with what Sak said there. It'd be a big blow for us. And I think, now United fans know that they're going to go in a bit more nervous, because that means you only have 2 good midfielders in Herrera and Pogba. And I'm not worried about the Herrera and Pogba relationship, because they have a good partnership with each other. It's Matic, as Matic is obviously, he's our number one midfielder that we'd have to play, because he's good at defending. If that's the case, that he's not going to be playing, then I'm not too certain as to who we can actually replace him with. There's obviously Fred, who never plays. There's Pereira, who I think he is absolutely awful, to be truthfully honest with you. I don't think I could really pick another midfielder to play in that position. There's obviously one matter if we were going to play 4-3-3. But obviously that would mainly depend on if we had, obviously... Oh, Kieran's disappeared.
Are we still live?
We are still live. What's happened?
We're on. We're back on. Okay, it's fine. Carry on, Daryl.
Is it fine? Right.
No, it's cool
Okay.
now. It's cool now.
Now, as I was saying, Pereira, I'd say is absolutely cack at the minute. I think the only thing I could probably say is changing to possibly 5 at the back, and then 5-3-2, because we could still play that formation. There's no way that we can play 4-3-3 if Martial and Lingard both aren't available, which I'm not sure if they are available or not. But if Lingard's not available, then we don't have anyone to play at right wing. So now that Matic is not playing, I would say play a 5-3-2 and have Juan Mata as the central centre mid, because I think that's the only thing we can do to replace Nemanja Matic, because I don't think Fred is capable enough of playing at this level, and I don't think Pereira is good enough.
We could play 4-4-2 with Pogba and Herrera, and then you could go, only issues the right hand side. If you had either Sanchez or Martial, and then you'd have to go on the right. If we have Lingard, probably go, if he's going to play Mata, I don't want him to. I'd rather play Chong and then Lukaku, Rashford, I guess. But the thing is, the only positive thing I'd say, obviously it's really, really negativity, but the only good cloud, only like silver lining in this dark cloud is the fact that Liverpool won't know what to expect if Matic is out. If we play and rock up with a 4-4-2, will Jurgen Klopp say they're going to play a 4-4-2? We might be unpredictable. That could come to our benefit, but realistically, it's a massive loss.
Yeah, I definitely think Matic will can do a very, 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 very good job for us, and let's hope he's fit anyway. But just want to say, by the way, before I get to Nesta, who's waiting very, very patiently, just want to say thank you to Rodney. I did get your message, pal, and thank you very much for letting me know. Hopefully every time is hopefully the volume's going to be all right now. But yeah, thanks for letting me know. Also. Oh no, that was it. But yeah, keep getting your comments in, guys. I will be reading them out. But Nesta, of course, these guys have had their say. How big of a miss would Nemanja Matic be?
I think he's probably more like understated than anything. I don't think anybody's gonna make that big of a deal about Matic not being there, but that's the problem. Like, it should be a big deal. Like Daz was saying, I'd probably, to be like defensively solid against Liverpool, I'd probably play 5 at the back. Chris Smalling, Lindelof, and Bailly together in the back would probably be more stable than anything that we can offer. Fred was known to be like that ball-playing, ball-winning midfielder at Shakhtar, but he hasn't shown a single glimpse of that here. Pereira has been promising for the last 3 years, and McTominay is McTominay. So I think probably to be more stable, more balanced, we'd probably have to play 5 at the back. And if either Martial or Lingard are fit, start them with Rashford and Lukaku up top.
Interesting. Play 5 at the back. 5 at the back. I tell you what, we haven't played 5 at the back for a long time. I'm going to read a few of the comments now. Whilst we go through. As I said, please do leave your thoughts as we go through. And I'll be reading out all your thoughts. Christian says, good news. Lukaku, by Rojo and Sanchez will be sold after this season. They're trying to sign Koulibaly and a good midfielder who can give more support to the team. Well, there you go. Christian providing the transfer news there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, Bailly, Rojo, and Sanchez. I think Bailly probably is going to stay, but Rojo, Sanchez, and Lukaku, you never know. I don't see him staying really past this summer. And by the way, guys, I've just seen that we've got about 13 people, 14 people watching. So if you guys are watching, make sure you check out all of these guys in the description down below. Really, really good stuff. And also leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. That'd be absolutely brilliant. And if you're new to Red Devil Weekly, make sure you subscribe. What are you doing? If you haven't already? Make sure you subscribe for more stuff. Red Devils Day said, just shared the link on Twitter. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it. Welcome to Owen K. He says, I think he's a Liverpool fan. So there we go. Tomorrow's going to be very tough for us. I think having Van Dijk back in the defence will bring defensive cover. And if it'll be hard for United's attackers to score on us. I'm expecting 2 on Liverpool. So Owen, confident there. Obviously, Liverpool fan there. So, obviously he's a bit against the wall here in terms of, Man United, Liverpool. I'm probably the only Liverpool fan in the live chat. But we welcome that. But yeah, Van Dijk coming back for Liverpool is going to be huge for us. He's definitely one of the best in the world, and we have to have faith in our guys, our attackers. I think Marcus Rashford especially has been brilliant for us. So if he's on form and if Pogba's on form, creating chances, then I think we'll be in business. We'll be in business. And welcome to Football Fan 148. Thanks for joining. As I said, guys, keep your comments coming in because we'll read them all out. So make sure you do keep them coming in. And Rashford says, Solskjaer revealed what his staff and people in Norway told him on his way to England. Go and be strong and don't think about Mulder. Focus on United. Well, that's a lovely message for him, and I think he's definitely doing that. And as we talked about, Solskjaer is at the wheel, and there's nothing that can go wrong. Let's be honest. I might be talking too soon. Let's hope not. But of course, we talked about Marcus Rashford as well there. And for me, I think he's going to be. He has to be on form like he was last season in this fixture if we are going to get 3 points out of this game. He's been brilliant under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And he's added a bit of a clinical streak to his play as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if Rashford can produce the goods against Liverpool once again. I'm going to come to you, Nestor, on this one first, buddy. How big of a role does Marcus Rashford needs to play? And do you think he needs to change his game tactically potentially, or do you think his raw pace will be enough to penetrate Liverpool's defence?
I think he's probably going to be one of the more important players of this game. I think him and Pogba are probably going to have to be the biggest impact of the whole team to get a win in this game. I mean, we know Marcus Rashford's pace. His pace alone would probably break half the defenders in the league alone, maybe in the world. But I mean, he's going up against Van Dijk. Van Dijk isn't a piece of cake. I mean, I'm going to give credit where it's due. Van Dijk is one of the top defenders in the league right now, but he's being paired up with Matic, maybe, or Matip. I'm not sorry. Maybe Fabinho. I think if he runs at them, they probably cause problems for them. Don't think his hold of play is gonna be anything deciding, but definitely Marcus Rashford's pace alone probably causes huge problems.
Yeah, I agree. I think obviously, his pace has caused problems for the likes of Spurs defence, Arsenal's defence as well, and Chelsea defence. Look, he's. I like Rashford a lot. Who doesn't like Marcus Rashford? Let's be honest. But I think that in some games, he can get snuffed out a bit. But I think against Liverpool, obviously being a Manchester lad, he's going to be up for this. He'll know what this sort of fixture means, growing up, of course, as a Man United fan. So I've got every faith that he can pull it out of the bag like he did last season. And I think the pace in behind, especially against the fullbacks and against Liverpool's defence, I think will definitely cause some problems. Rodney, thanks for the support, mate. Really appreciate it. As I said, make sure you check him out if you aren't already as well. Really, really good stuff. And also Football Fan Fever, make sure you check him out as well. Dilly, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Zach, I'm going to come to you on this one. Obviously, Marcus Rashford. Potentially as well, if we look at... you can see Big O in the background there. Obviously, we've talked about, with potentially Anthony Martial not being able to play in this game, and with kind of only Rashford, Lukaku, and Sanchez being our kind of only front three options. Would you potentially see Solskjaer looking at putting Rashford on the left for this game?
It's definitely an option if you look at it. Mata, no, he's just not good enough on the right hand side. I think he's finished as a right hand side player. He's never a right hand side player anyway. I think we got Sanchez for my friend.
There you go.
He was brought as like a right winger. No, he was brought as a cam and then shifted to a right winger. He never had the pace to play right winger. I don't understand that. Why he was playing as a right winger under Jose, why he got the chance to play right winger under Ole, that's beyond me. So we can't play Mata on the right. If you're going to play Mata, play him cam or don't play him at all. He's not quick enough. There's no right-hand sided player, and that right-hand side is so weak. If you're Liverpool, you're going to exploit that. If Mata plays and Ashley Young plays, it's so weak on that right-hand side. So if I was Ole and we had to pick Lukaku, Sanchez, and Rashford, I'd keep Sanchez on the left because there's a thing in his contract where he can't play on the right, which we've all been begging for literally the past year. So I don't want to talk about that. So Sanchez, we already know he's gone on the left. It's a shame. If Martial's injured, Sanchez on the left. Lukaku has to play up front because however good Lukaku was on the right-hand side against Arsenal, it's Liverpool. They have Van Dijk. I know it's only one player in the Liverpool back line and two centre-backs. You've got Matip, who's Chris Smalling level, but you've still got Van Dijk, one of the best centre-backs in the world. So I think for me personally, I'd play Rashford on the right. He can really offer something. I think he can still cut in. And, when we saw it where he went, did a really, really good skill and then crossed it into Pogba from that right-hand side. So he can definitely offer something from the right-hand side. I think Lukaku, it's a shame for me. I wish we had a different player to play in Lukaku. If we had Chicharito in this situation, we need a different player instead of Lukaku. He just doesn't look arsed. He does not look arsed. He's like, I'm going to Real Madrid in the summer. I'll take my Timberlands and I'll be off. So he's thinking, I'll go. And he just can't be asked anymore. So, you saw it against Chelsea. He couldn't be asked even just literally one little foot through and he would have won that ball over David Luiz. David Luiz just waltz on through and takes it off him. So I think for me personally, it's a shame we're going to have to play Lukaku, but, I can't wait until he takes his Timberlands off to Madrid.
I'll tell you what, I think you are being very, very optimistic about Lukaku's future if you think he could go to Madrid.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, no, I get your point. I definitely get your point. Just want to say as well, welcome to Senteo, Swollen to Stream, mate. Thanks for joining. He says, do you think United will pass through the Champions League? That's a whole different matter. But it'd be a huge mountain to climb. But as Ole Solskjaer said himself, mountains are there to be climbed. So I have a bit of hope, not that much, but a bit of hope nonetheless. But I'm going to come to you, Dazza, finally on this one. As I said, guys, we are reading your comments, all of us, so please do keep them coming in. Dazza, on Marcus Rashford, what are your thoughts? How do you think he's going to be played, especially with our lack of forward options? Do you think Solskjaer's going to play him through the middle? Is he on the left? Is he on the right? How do you think he's going to play? And how do you think Solskjaer is going to want to start with Marcus Rashford?
It would depend on what formation he plays. For me, preferably, I think I'd rather have him and Lukaku up front. So I'd like to see him as a partnership with him. I know it might not be a brilliant idea, but I'd like to see him up front. So I think he does better in that position than on the left-hand side. I think Rashford. We all know Rashford is a striking star for us. Obviously, he's scored a good amount of goals so far under Solskjaer. He's definitely improved. Because when we saw him under, obviously, we saw him underneath. We saw how he played under Jose Mourinho, is what I was going to say, and he wasn't brilliant. But this time, he's improved. He's come on hammer and tongs and stuff, and he's absolutely flying at the minute under Solskjaer. So I think, for me, I think I'd rather see him as a striker alongside Lukaku. I'd rather see two up front than one, if I'm being truthfully honest. But I mean, it's all right me saying this, but I haven't got a clue what formation he's likely to play. So wherever Rashford plays is going to be down to the formation that he plays.
It's a good point. It definitely is a good point about formation. I think, Rashford and Lukaku potentially up front, the modern day York and Cole. That'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant potentially. Who knows? But yeah, I think that could happen, Daryl. Definitely. Just want to welcome Just Gretel. Thanks for joining, Gretel. Really appreciate it. Where's Hansel? Anyway, I think it's a she, but she's bringing a 2-1 win for United, going positive. Love the positivity there. Also says Liverpool were the reason Jose was sacked. Let's hope they be the reason Ole is hired. I tell you what, that's a lovely analogy there, or it's not really an analogy, but you get what I mean. It's a lovely little line there from Grell. So I salute you for that, and thanks for joining. If you haven't already, by the way, guys, please do subscribe to the channel. But not only my channel, make sure you check out these guys' channels in the description down below. Such good content, so make sure you do check that out. Owen up here says, even if Rashford gets the better of our 4 defenders, we have the keeper with the most clean sheets in goal. Yeah, fair play. Alisson's good, but he's not as good as De Gea, unfortunately. I've just got to say it. I have to say it. And I tell you what, even if you try and debate that, you're probably not going to win the debate on a United stream, going to be honest. Everyone's loving Big O with a chance. Yeah, I'll try and get him in every week to give him a cameo appearance. Krishna here says Man United should play 4-4-2 formation so they keep possession. Well, I mean, we haven't seen 4-4-2 that much this season, but maybe going back to the old school might help us, especially against Liverpool's side that we'll definitely have to be pragmatic against if we are going to win. Because let's face it, if we go all guns blazing and leave ourselves uncovered at the back, I think it could be a long night for us. So we have to be careful. But still, I want to see a good free-flowing, forward attacking style of play, if you know what I mean. Red Devils Daily says, I remember Martial leaving Van Dijk in no man's land against Southampton. Let's hope for the same tomorrow. Yep, you've got it. Hopefully he does the same thing. He absolutely sent Trent Alexander-Arnold to the shop as well, Marcus Rashford. So let's hope that happens once again. But guys, I've already given my predicted starting 11. If you want to go check it out, it's on the I button. So make sure you click that if you haven't already. But these guys have not yet. So I'm not sure if you guys have got one prepared. Don't worry if you don't. But I'm gonna ask you how you think vaguely at least Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to set up to beat Liverpool tomorrow. And you guys, of course, if you are watching in the live chat, get your predicted lineups in, and we'll go through them and talk about them. So make sure you get your predicted lineups in right now. But I'm going to come to you first, Nesta, on this one. How do you think Solskjaer is going to set up to beat Jurgen Klopp?
I'm guessing De Gea goal. Back five, I guess, of Shaw, Lindelof, Bayek, Smalling, and Young. Pogba and Ender will probably just be a midfield 2 with, I'm hoping, Martial on the left, Lukaku in the middle, and Rashford on the right, or any interchangeable 3, I guess.
I like that team. I like the team. I tell you what, that would be a good enough team to beat anyone, let alone Liverpool. So yeah, I think that's a good team. Let us know what you guys think of Nesta's team in the live chat. We'll come to you, Zach, on this one. What was your predicted lineup for this one?
All right, so I've gone for the presumptuation that Matic is playing. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, though, that Martial's not going to play, or Lingard's going to play. So I think Matic will play, but maybe Martial will be on the bench and come on. I don't think Solskjaer wants to risk it, because realistically, if you're looking at it, if we get a draw against Liverpool, Solskjaer could be quite happy with that, because he'll say he wants to win. Obviously, you do want to win every game, and it is Liverpool. It's a massive rivalry, but on the face of things, Liverpool are a better team than us. So if you want to rest Martial and then get the 100% wins against Southampton and Crystal Palace, which will ultimately decide whether we get top 4 or not, that's a debate in itself. But anyway, I'm going to go for a 4-1-2-1-2. We saw a similar thing against Chelsea with Mata playing in the number 9 area. So I've gone De Gea, Young, Smalling, and Lindelof. I think Smalling's going to be more, the dominant centre back over Bailly now. I think it's quite obvious with the recent rumours that Koulibaly is potentially going to be coming in. I don't think Bailly's going to be staying around for too much longer. So I think Smalling's going to play. Lindelof's a must-have. Luke's on the left, massive job against Salah. Hopefully he as well. And I think that's going to be a big, big one for us. Then I've gone for Matic in the centre CDM. I could be wrong here. It could be a 4-2-1-1-2. Don't know if that's going to work. But I think I've gone for the 1 CDM and Matic. It could drop back to Herrera there. And then I've gone for Pogba in more of an attacking position there. And then after Pogba in the 4, so we've got the Matic in CDM, then Herrera, Pogba, and then Mata in a cam position, because I don't think you want to really put Mata on the right-hand side. This is quite a narrow formation. I don't know if Liverpool could exploit us with that. And then for the 2 up front, I've gone for Rashford and Lukaku. The good thing with this formation, though, if we are struggling and there's not enough width, we could go to a 4-3-3 with Matic and Herrera and the Pogba, and then Mata on the right-hand side, which I'd hate, Lukaku, and then Rashford on the left. I think that could work. I would leave Sanchez out, but if you did want to replace Lukaku with Sanchez, that would also work. I could see why that could be a thing. Potentially Sanchez could be a better option, because Lukaku looks very lackluster. Just couldn't be asked, could he? So, that's kind of what I think, to be honest with you.
4-2-1-1-2.
I'll tell you what, it's an interesting one, but you know what, I think that could be a secret formula that Zach's got there. Who knows? And before I go to Daryl, I want to say welcome to Zhao Nasita. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. And also, I see a comment from Red Devils Daily that we're going to discuss after we get Daryl's predicted lineup. And I do apologise I missed it the first time, but we will be discussing your comment. But thanks very much for leaving the comment. And also, thanks to everyone that's been leaving comments. Appreciate it. And so let's go with Daryl now. What is your predicted 11 for the game, mate?
Oh, it was hard to think of one when Matic isn't playing. I think we'll play. I still think we'll play 5-3-2. To be truthfully honest with you, I think it'll be David De Gea in goal, of course. The back 5, Luke Shaw, Ashley Young at right back. I'll admit I don't really fancy him as a right back. He doesn't suit the position, and he gets exposed far too many times, which is allowing the opposition to exploit the space all the time. But the 3 centre-backs are going to be Smalling, Lindelof and Bailly. I just think Bailly was rested for the Chelsea game, mainly so he could play this. I think it was a tactical move by Solskjaer, if that's true. So I think Bailly will play in this game. The 3 midfield, I think Pogba, Herrera, and I think in the central spot, I believe is going to be Juan Mata, to be honest with you. And I know a lot of people don't like Mata because he's just, okay, people say he's not good enough, but if you saw him play as a centre attacking midfielder against Chelsea, he was on fire. He was finding pockets of space, found a lot of room. And, he was very good on the ball. So I think we'd be better off playing him as a central, in the central spot. So play him as a central midfielder. I know it might not be his preferred position. But then, if you want to change it, I say 3-5-3. Can't get my formations wrong now. I say 5-3-2. It could actually change to a 5-2-1-2 and have Matt was the actual centre attacking mid behind the 2 attackers, which will be Rashford and Lukaku. So could be one of those 2.
One of those 2. Well, I'll tell you what, both of them. I think all of you guys put out a decent lineup there. I'll tell you what, and I think we've got the team to beat Liverpool. There's no doubt about it. And I think with all three of those suggestions, I would be happy with them. I would be happy. As I said, if you want to go check out my predicted lineup, click the I button on the top right-hand corner, search for it on the top right-hand corner, and you can click on the video that is linked there. But yeah, I said we were going to discuss what Red Devils Daily had to say with his comment before we get into that. Gretel puts, I think, the same defensive as we did against Chelsea. I'm unsure about up front, as I don't know if Lingard and Martial are fit enough to start. Well, I'm not sure. I think the same back four. We're probably going to keep the same back four. But yeah, I think the forward line is really the only kind of debate that fans are going to have. Red Devils Daily, here's his comment. He says, asked earlier, but I'm not sure if you saw it. I do apologise. He says, do you like the fact that Sir Alex Ferguson may be doing the team talk? Some love it, but some say Ole should do it himself, as he's the manager now. Well, of course, this is a big story that potentially Sir Alex Ferguson will be talking to the players and doing the team talk before the Liverpool match on Sunday. Now, of course, Sir Alex Ferguson is someone who's been there and done it, and we'll know a lot. We'll know what it means to play and win and even lose in these sort of big fixtures. So, I think, in my opinion, I think it's not necessarily a bad thing. Although I do think, it's time to kind of give a bit more of control back to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But of course, for me, if Solskjaer has said that he wants Sir Alex Ferguson to do it, then, why not? Why not? I'm going to come to you first, Nestor, on this one. First of all, what do you make of the rumours that Sir Alex Ferguson may be giving a team talk to the players ahead of the Liverpool game? Do you think it's a positive thing, or do you think it's I wouldn't say a negative thing, but do you think it's not needed, or there's a problem with it?
I think it can only be positive. Like someone as big of a legend as Sir Alex, who's been there, done that, as you said, who's been there plenty of times, countless of times, can only bring you positivity, can only be a good thing. He's led that team talk, led it for 20 years. What's one big one against Liverpool at home gonna do? Like, what? I don't see the hate that it gets. It's unnecessary, but like it can only bring good things, I think.
I agree. I agree with a lot you said there. I think someone who's got the experience. I don't see really the negatives that it can bring. What is he going to tell the players? What are they going to be demotivated because Sir Alex Ferguson talked to them? Sure, that's going to motivate the players beyond belief. Surely. What are your thoughts on that, Daryl? What are your thoughts on Sir Alex Ferguson giving the team talk? Do you think it's a good thing, or what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a good thing, and that might sound a bit daft, but I think you look at a man like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He knows the team back to front. He should, right? He should be capable of giving his own team talk. I can see why he's let Sir Alex Ferguson do it, and I think that's mainly because he's got more experience of playing against Liverpool. He knows how to set the team out and stuff. But I think really, if I'm being honest, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should really be doing it himself, to be honest with you, because that just shows that, is he capable enough of, taking charge against Liverpool? Maybe. I think he is. It's just, it doesn't give off a brilliant sign, does it? But I could be wrong. People disagree and people will agree, but that's up to you, lot.
Well, Daryl, it's your opinion. You can never be wrong, mate. You can never be wrong. But yeah, I think that is the argument that people pose, is that, Ole Solskjaer should really be capable of doing the team talk on his own. And I think, the point you raise is definitely valid, mate. It's definitely valid. I'm going to finally come to you, Zach, on it. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think there's problems with it? What are your overall feelings about it?
I'm kind of in the middle ground with it. I think there's positives to it. Obviously, it's Sir Alex. He'll probably enjoy it. But there are outlying negatives for me. I see how people think it's a positive thing, but for me, are we going to get Sir Alex in every time there's a big game? City, are we going to get him? Are we going to get Sir Alex in? Are we going to get Sir Alex when he's, when he's really, really old, he's really, really fragile? Are we going to get Sir Alex in again just because Ole can't give a team talk? Were we seeing this with Zidane? No. Were we seeing this with Pep Guardiola? No. I think Ole needs to do this himself. I love Sir Alex Ferguson, but he needs to retire. He needs to chill out. He needs to just watch this game from the stands. for me, it's not good enough. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should do it and let it, because for me personally, this is the kind of message you're giving to the players. Oh, so Ole actually doesn't think he can motivate us. Sir Alex is actually the real manager, so they have less respect for Ole. That's what I don't want to see happen. I think, for me personally, I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's great for Sir Alex. It's a good one-off. But if we continue to do this, it just shows Ole's either not ready, there's not enough trust in Ole by the players, which is not what you want to see if you're giving Ole the permanent manager role. And when do you ever see this? Other than this one time. When does this ever happen? Did you ever see it under Mourinho, under Van Gaal, under David Moyes, under Sir Alex? Sir Alex never got anyone in to talk to him and tell the players to be motivated, because it's a Liverpool derby. I don't think the players need to be motivated. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be able to motivate the players. And if not, is he really the right man for the job? That's what I'm thinking, because it's a massive game, like one of the biggest games in the world. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's doing really, really well with the players already. I don't think he needs this extra thing. I think, however good it is to see Sir Alex do stuff like this again, I just don't think it's really necessary, in my opinion.
I think you brought up a lot of valid points. I've got to say, I think you did bring up a lot of valid points. I think you brought up the issue of trust, and I think you're right. I think are we going to bring him out for every kind of big game we have? I think that would be illogical, really. So yeah, I definitely take the points you made. I think they're very, very good. And if you want to hear more of that sort of stuff, by the way, guys, make sure you check out their links in the description down below if you haven't already. But it's a very interesting debate that Red Devils Daily brought up. So thank you very much for bringing the debate up, because very, very interesting to discuss. Football Fan 148 says 3-0 Liverpool because I want them to stop Man United opening up a gap between Chelsea and the top four. Of course, he's a Chelsea fan. Fair enough. Look, I was about to ban you there. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. By the way, just want to say, Full Fan Fever and Jack's vlogs having a bit of a heated exchange in the chat. I'm all for banter, lads, but let's not take it too far. Lennox says Chelsea won't get top four. Let's hope so, Lennox. No offense, Full Fan 148, but we need that top four spot. I don't want to be playing in the Europa League. I'm sorry, Thursday nights are not for football.
Chelsea can stay in the Europa League.
Exactly. Christian says Luke Shaw has a big deal with Salah tomorrow. Well, Luke Shaw definitely has a massive task on his hands if he is going to stop Mohamed Salah, and I think he's up to it. I think he is up to it. We've seen him do it in big games before, but I think actually he's been one of the most improved performers for Manchester United recently as well. So I'm hoping he can pull it out of the bag, but I've got all faith in him. He also says Jadon Sancho will be the best replacement for Sanchez. Well, Jadon Sancho has been heavily linked with Manchester United. I'm not sure how much the rumours are that true, because former Man City graduate, he's doing well at Dortmund. Why would he want to come here? I don't know. He could come. I'm not saying he couldn't, but I think Sancho is very, very good. But he's still very, very young. He's still got a lot to prove, in my opinion. Red Devils Days says, thanks for answering, lads. Some great points there. So many people are divided on that one. It definitely is someone who's very, very divisive, I've got to say. But yeah, thanks for bringing it up. Thanks for bringing it up. And finally, Rashford's I predicted 11. By the way, welcome Red Devil Rant TV. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Rashford says De Gea by Iceman, Luke, Youngie, Herrera, Mata, Pogba, Lukaku, Rashford, and Martial. And that is obviously if Martial is fit, of course. And if he hasn't put Matic in there. Okay, fair enough. But there you go. I think ultimately that's a good team as well. I think you put Bailly and Lindelof in that centre-back partnership together. For me, that's probably our strongest partnership. But again, that is going to be one that's debated. But Tactical Show says, who's back to the Tactical Show? Well, thanks for joining the Tactical Show, mate. And thanks for watching all these times. And right, you know what? We've got to the business end of the stream now. We've got to the business end of the stream, and you know what that means? It's time for the predictions, the big ones. This is the predictions where it's the biggest prediction of the season. The biggest prediction of the season. So, without further ado, I'm going to go last on this one. I'm going to go last. Too much pressure. I'm going to leave it up to Zach to go first. Zach,
all right,
hit me.
All right. I'm going to go for... I think it's going to be a tight game. I don't think we're going to see Liverpool 4-0 or Man United 4-0. I don't think it's going to be that game. Usually, it's quite a cagey affair, either at Anfield or Old Trafford. I think we're going to win it. I think the trust, the belief in Old Trafford, maybe I'm building myself up. I built myself up so highly before the PSG game. Yeah, we're going to win 2-3-0. Yeah. They have Cavani, they have Neymar. Oh, bang. You know, Mbappe just destroyed us, right? So I don't want to build myself up and say Salah's crap. Mane's crap, Firmino's crap, because we know they're very, 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 very good players. Jurgen Klopp, fantastic. Van Dijk, fantastic. But I think we're going to win 2-1. I think if Martial's firing, if he does play, if Martial and Matic play, we'll win. If they don't play, both of those don't play, we'll either lose or draw. If they play, they're so influential to letting Pogba go, and also Sanchez doesn't block off Pogba. It allows Ander Herrera to be tenacious box to box. Also, if we do allow Martial to play, man, he's going to be a handful. You're going to have a man marking him, a man marking Pogba. That's always a good thing because it can give more space to other players. So I'm very, very excited I think it's going to be a massive, massive game. If we win this, I think behind closed doors, potentially, Ole gets the job, but won't be announced until May. And I think massive confidence boost. And potentially with Spurs losing today, I don't know how many points we are if we beat Liverpool. We could start to go for imagine going to 6 points. So we know Spurs usually do slip and slide a bit. You know, we saw it with their results where we started to catch them a little bit and we fell off a little bit. So I would like to see us hopefully win this game, be 6 points off Burnley and 6 points off Spurs, and then really progress through. And if we could beat that, beat out of the race to top 4 and be in the race to top 3, that'll be such a momentous affair. I think the momentum from beating Liverpool will carry us through to the end of the season, in my opinion.
I think, you know what, that sounds good to me. It being the race for the top 3, don't have to worry about the top 4. Kick our feet back. We're on the beach. We're loving it. But let's, we've got a game. So it's a big game tomorrow. We've got to get through that, of course. And as you said, they are a very, very strong side. We can't underestimate them. Nesta, bro, what is your score prediction? How do you see it going down at Old Trafford?
My gut, I have a gut feeling of going 3-1. I think if either of Martial or Lingard plays, I think we're causing real big problems. But I'm gonna just be smart and predict 2-1. I think we're gonna put on an impressive performance. I think I'm confident enough in Lindelof and Baye to cage it down and hold down defense strong enough to keep Liverpool out. And if Martial plays, hopefully he plays even just the second half, I'm sure he's causing some more Liverpool defender nightmares.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I love that. Go with your gut. Always go with your gut. It's always served me well. Anyway, yeah, I like that, though. 3-1 sounds very, very tasty to me, speaking about guts. Daryl, last but not least, what is your score prediction?
I think it's going to be a very tough game. I think both teams definitely going to go hammer and tongs in it. It's a hard one to predict. It could go either way. I do think we'll win, though, as I am a bit confident after that Chelsea game. However, we all know Liverpool's front three, Salah, Mane, and obviously Roberto Firmino, I nearly forgot his name. They're obviously a lethal front three in the league. However, Mohamed Salah has never scored against United, so I can't see him scoring again. And I think if there's going to be one person scoring for Liverpool, I do think it will be Sadio Mane. Because looking at the stats, I'd say he's probably the best three. And obviously Klopp always plays a 4-3-3 formation. He played that against Bayern. And yet, everyone says that, they're very good with shooting, but they had about 15 shots against Bayern and they couldn't even score. So, what's to say that they were going to have 15 shots and not score against United? I do think they'll score, though. And I do think we'll win, but I think it'll be a bit tight. My prediction... I know it's lagging for me. Is it lagging?
I don't know.
It looks laggy on here. Am I lagging at all?
Yeah.
No, it must be my connection then. I do think it'll be 2-1 United. I think Rashford and Pogba will score. But in order to get the win, we're going to have to play superb defensively. Otherwise, otherwise we're probably going to lose. Because Liverpool's defence, obviously, they're obviously going to play Van Dijk. They're probably going to play Van Dijk and Fabinho, probably as their defensive pair, unless Lovren's available. But I think overall, it'll be an entertaining game. Looking forward to it. And I'm confident that we can do something.
Well, I love the confidence, Daryl. Love it. Absolutely love it going into a big game, of course. But yeah, I think, it's going to be very, very tight. But I think we're good enough defensively. There's no question about that. We're good enough defensively. Liverpool have got. I always think, it's there's no point getting, kind of worried about what Liverpool can bring because they have to deal with us. And we've got, Pogba firing at the moment, Marcus Rashford, potentially Martial, Lingard, these players who can create, and they've got to deal with us. So I always think, you know what, I might be nervous, but they've got to deal with what we've got as well. So yeah, I think you could be right to be confident. Welcome to Man United fans, and thanks for joining, by the way. Before I get into my prediction, Gretel said it's going to be a tight game, but I reckon we'll pull through and steal the 3 points. You know what? I don't mind how we get the 3 points, even if it's off Phil Jones' arse in the 93rd minute. I don't care. As long as we get the 3 points, that will be beautiful. Lennox goes with a 2-1 United victory. Same as last season in this fixture. I'll take that all day long. And yeah, right, I'm going to get into my score prediction. Now, Mystic Kieran predicts I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Manchester United. For me, because I believe in omens, and I believe that David De Gea is on 99 clean sheets. If he gets a clean sheet tomorrow, he'll get his 100th clean sheet as Manchester United goalkeeper. With that being said, and that omen being in place, I don't think we're going to concede tomorrow. And I might be completely wrong, and this clip might be replayed and become a meme. Who knows? But for me, I think we're not going to concede tomorrow. I think it's going to be a 2-0 Manchester United win. It'll be a very, very cagey game. But I think, as Gretel said, we'll come through and steal the 3 points. I think Marcus Rashford will be on the score sheet. I think he always does against Liverpool. And I think Paul Pogba could score. I potentially think Liverpool could give away a penalty. And if that does happen, Pogba to strut his stuff and put it into the back of the net. So for me, 2-0 to United, clean sheet, job done. Comfortably fourth in the table. And we can put our feet up and watch the Carabao Cup final. But of course, you guys, leave your thoughts in the live chat and leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Really would appreciate that. But also, check out these guys' channels in the description down below as well. Some really, really good stuff. But yeah, guys, that brings us to the end of the stream. I think we've discussed everything ahead of this massive game, and you know what, we're all looking forward to it here. And if you guys haven't already as well, and if you guys have been watching this all the way, thank you so much. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. With that being said, I want to say thank you to Nesta for making his debut on the collab. Thanks for joining, mate. How we found it?
It feels pretty good. It feels pretty good to be on here. It feels pretty good to be talking about the greatest team on earth.
Mate, I tell you what, couldn't have said it better myself. Dazza, thanks for coming on as usual, mate. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime. By the way, you are right. He'll get 100 clean sheets if he keeps one tomorrow.
Yeah, so, and you know what? True. Well, I mean, Darryl, you may as well stop there. You said he will get 100 clean sheets tomorrow. You may as well stop the sentence there. And Zach, thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers, mate, for having me on. Everyone on the stream, click the like button and subscribe to Red Devil Weekly if you haven't done already, boys.
Well, really, really do appreciate that. And as I said, do that. And also, make sure you check out all the links in the description down below. The Red Devil is Zach's channel. Dazza's Football Stand is Dazza's channel, of course. And Angelino Red is Nesta's channel. So make sure you check out all those guys in the description down below. But I want to thank everyone who has been watching. I've seen we had a lot of you guys in the live chat commenting, and this is what it's all about: fan opinion, getting involved. So thank you so much for commenting. We've been reading all of your comments, and you guys really do make this the best time ever. So thank you very much, and we'll get the win tomorrow, and hopefully we'll come back here tomorrow with smiles across our faces. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who has been commenting and liking and sharing, all that sort of good stuff. I will be back tomorrow, either in a video form or in a stream form. I'm not too sure. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Darryl, do you want to say something before we go?
I'm not sure if this is true or not, but somebody's just flashed up saying United squad revealed. Is this true, or is this just build-up?
Probably paper talk. Hopefully
Probably.
paper talk.
Is it from the Manchester Evening News? If it is, then it's bollocks.
It's the Manchester Live app.
Oh, I don't know. Go for it.
Lingard in.
Go for it.
Oh, here we go. Lingard in, Martial and Matic out.
Matic out. That's
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, that's the great way to end.
I'd rather
end on a positive note.
No, I'd rather have Lingard out, sir. I'd rather have Lingard out than Matic out. That's how bad our midfield options are, other than our main three are. Pereira, dog. McTominay.
McTominay's in the...
and Fred is just Brazilian dog.
Well, there you go. But you know what? I'm not scared of Liverpool. Doesn't matter what squad we come at them with. We're going to get the 3 points. You know, there's no... actually, to be fair, I'm lying. I would be lying. I would be lying if I said Matic not being in the squad did faze me slightly. But look, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's just a late check-in. Hopefully he's a bit late for his... He's just a bit late. But anyway, that's going to be the end of the stream. Ending on a very high note there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Just want to say welcome to Adam23. I do apologise, we're just ending the stream, but thanks for joining anyway. Really do appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. Please do leave a like. Subscribe to these guys in the description down below. Thank you so much for tonight, guys. Hopefully tomorrow we come back here with smiles on our faces. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Messed up a bit. Tomorrow afternoon, let's say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep.